Welcome to Outside the Box with Leon Osman, Tony Bellew and myself, Liam Kiselton. Before we kick off into the inevitable, Ozzy, I heard you had a bit of success in a golf tournament this week.
Yeah, I did. Everton in the Community Golf Day.
Yeah.
It was held at Formby Hall last week. Supposed to be me, Tony, Jags and Nick Chadwick. Jags and Tony dropped out. I had to bring in reinforcements and I won.
You won? Did you win
I
the day?
won. I won the
Oh my Lord. Bandits of the highest
I
order.
won the day.
Absolute
My team
bandit.
won.
No, your team won or you won?
No, my team. Me and the team won.
Okay, then. No, I thought he won.
As soon as we shedded all the poor players.
No, if I had turned up, I do get called a bandit from time to time, but Leon is the ultimate bandit.
Behave
The only bandit that's worse than Leon.
I've
is
got an
Robbie
official
Fowler.
handicap.
Course.
Oh yeah,
What
Robbie's
is it,
bad
Leon?
though. Robbie's bad.
Robbie's horrific.
Yeah.
Robbie's like should be a scratch
I'll put
player.
me in his
What are
sort
you
of
off now?
conversation. 10.7.
Oh my Lord, he's a single handicap. All day
I'm hoping
long.
to improve this season with more
Yeah, I'm
weather.
sure
yeah.
you are.
It was a good start. Tony was supposed to be in the team and dropped out because he had a
Back spasm.
bad back.
It's not. It's
Bad
not. What
hook,
it,
bad
it-
back.
It's not a bad back. Do you know what it is? I'm struggling after recovering.
It's called a marriage and 4 kids. Sorry, yeah.
That's partly most of the reasoning. But I'm struggling since I snapped my Achilles at Soccer Aid. It's been a nightmare. I'm coming back. So I'm at the point now where the left Achilles that was snapped, the left leg's now firing again, and the calf's working, kind of trying to work itself properly. And my right leg is taking a lot less of the load, but it's put me back out. And he's doing acupuncture needle, so he had a needle about that big in me back. And then I turned up to these and just thought, I definitely can't play today.
Yeah.
Best thing that could have happened to our team. That.
Yeah.
Absolutely best.
Thanks
thing
for that,
could have happened.
Who did you beat?
Everybody.
Yeah.
It was just basically everybody who goes there on the day.
Not much competition at all.
No.
Yeah. Graham Stewart was very upset with me.
Diamond was.
Yeah, I wasn't best pleased. But I've got to be honest, it just felt real good. Felt real good at being a winner out there. As Tiger likes to say, felt real good out there.
So what have you been up to, Tony?
I'm still fed up. I'm not going to lie. There's no
Yeah.
point in talking. There's no point in getting beaten around the bush. I'm just fed up. I'm not gonna lie.
I've got to say, I did have a moment on the weekend. So I'm a season ticket holder at the Hill Dickinson. So I sit in the upper row 2, so boss view, in extra time. So Boswell setting up the corner, whips in, inevitable happens. Van Dijk runs off to exactly where I'm standing, looking at me, kissing the badge, and I have a moment and go, that's Tony Bellew's fault, that.
Yeah.
Because you said he hates playing against Beto.
Which he did.
He did actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Beto was our best player on.
But you did also say you needed the slot on the sideline with his shiny head.
Told you, yeah. As usual. I just cursed it. But listen, he is an amazing player, and he's probably one of the best defenders of our generation. I don't believe he's the best generation. I believe that's either Rio Ferdinand or John Terry. But he's got a knack of showing up in very important moments for that club, and that was one of them on Sunday, wasn't it?
That's what he's got. I mean, he has been a brilliant defender.
It's a special player.
I don't know, when you're talking about the best though, I don't know if John Terry or Ferdinand, Tony Adams, I don't know if they had the dip that Van Dijk's had this season. There's no getting away from it. Even he would have to admit that by his standards he's had a dip. Whether that's all the leadership and everything that goes into it. I don't know, when you're talking about the best defenders of all time, you think of the Maldinis and people of this world. Baresi's. They were at the top and stayed there no matter what came up against them.
Yeah,
Might have a bad game, might have a bad week, but I don't know if they ever had a
not
bad
a season.
So I don't know if that weighs into it. I don't know whether Liverpool fans hate the fact that I'm gonna say that.
Are we playing?
You're right. He's a top class defender, no doubt about it. But the very, very top of the Premier League ever.
Are we playing in a different era? Because I think if Rio Ferdinand was playing today, he would just be unstoppable. He would be able to. I just think defenders are so precious now. You touch a defender, he goes over, you just get a free kick immediately. Simple as that. You shoulder barge them a certain way, the referee's blowing. I mean, in that game on Sunday, I thought the referee was a disgrace first and foremost. I thought he was poor, really, really poor. And I thought he set the tempo and the standard for the game when Virgil van Dijk, no yellow cards are getting given out. Virgil van Dijk commits it's a professional foul. It's brilliant. I'm not going to knock him. It's a really clever foul. You get caught out of position We're on the counter-attack. I think they had a corner, and as he's running in, he just goes right through the back of one of the players, and it just shoulder barges him to the floor. Pickers runs out and screams at the referee, why isn't he getting a yellow? And he just books Pickers. It's a blatant yellow card. I'm not saying he should be sent off, and it's not a really dirty challenge, but it's a professional foul. And he's done it because he was caught out of it, out of position.
He knew what he's doing. That's part of.
How is he not being given a
That's
yellow
part
for
of
that?
an
Us?
aura that you get.
Is that the referee in order of him, though?
No, but you've got a reputation of being a top defender. You're always, as well, one of those players that's in the referee's ear, speaking to the referee, and that's not me criticising. That's me actually praising. That's part of the game. That's something good that people.
Carragher used to do it constantly.
People do. Yeah, I was constantly in the referee's ear, so I'm one of the people that actually think it's actually a big part of the game, because the referee has his own thoughts, and if you can even put any words in, if you can just put extra thought in his mind for him to think about something on your side, it's fine. But it probably was a booking, wasn't it? And
it's a bad miss from the ref, that was, and then to book Pickers for going up and shouting. Listen, I don't know what he shouted. We can all imagine what he shouted.
Out the box like that. The minute he's left his box and around 30 yards or so, straight into the referee.
But has he not got every right to do that when he's not booking him, and it's a clear and obvious professional foul?
Going back 30 years or so, yeah, and in the Premier League now, I mean, if you run 10 yards to confront the referee like that, you're getting a yellow card. But I mean, that was just part of the story, wasn't it? The weekend, I thought we played really well. I really did.
Especially first 30 minutes.
Yeah, going into the game, as we were talking last week, we're saying how exciting it is to go into a derby that we're positive about, that we think we're going to win. Liverpool fans, the majority, were saying they'd take a draw. Because of what was at stake, and that actually felt really good. I was really positive, and for 28, 29 minutes, the build-up before the game was outstanding. The everybody meeting the coach, the tifo in the stadium, the noise, the sing-along, you couldn't help but get swept along by it and sucked into it. Absolutely brilliant. And for 28 minutes, I thought we played really well. Should have scored a goal. No, we didn't match them. We were better than them. We should have scored a couple of goals, and just for a couple of inches, Jake O'Brien, and I was literally, because I was doing the TV at the weekend, and I'm sat right, probably 3 or 4 seats to the side of the bench. Jake O'Brien was right in front of me, and Liverpool pushed up so quickly. If you watch it back, he's just sort of thinks he's got all the time in the world to get into place. And I was shouting, Jake, get onside, Jake, get onside. And the frustration of seeing, so as that ball went across and what came after, I didn't celebrate. In line. I knew.
He was on my line from where I was sitting, and I thought he was onside because it was so close. I knew there was a player just after him who was offside, but he let it pass him, and he didn't interfere. So I thought, I was saying to the people sitting next to me, I said, Jake's onside. I said, he's offside. Whoever was in front just slightly.
Well, funnily enough, I've watched it back closely, even though I don't like to go into too much, but the show I do on the Mondays, and Jared was onside by centimetres. If Jared would have touched it just towards Jake, everything would have been fine. But everybody thought,
and I thought Jared was offside, and Jake wasn't.
But Jake jumped back last moment. The linesman didn't see it because it was right in front of him, and obviously what came afterwards, and the eruption from the fans, the feeling within the stadium, the limbs and arms everywhere was amazing to watch. I just knew from my position it was going to get overridden. Okay, adversity goes against you, but let's make sure we keep playing as we are playing. And then for the first time in the game, we tried to really play out from the back through them, where they hadn't created chances. They hadn't had a moment up till that point in the game, Liverpool. And you try and play through the lines, one sloppy moment in your own half. And they've got the quality to capitalise. They're very good at pressing. And we didn't let them do that until the moment we conceded the goal, which by chance came 1 minute and 4 seconds after the goal that we'd actually had ruled out. And that was more than a gut punch.
I wanted to ask you that, when we scored the goal, and obviously the fans are up and the players all think it's all great and it's very good because they don't see the liner go up. Mm-hmm. Is that a lapse in concentration from the lads, or is that just pure unlucky? I don't. What is it?
There was a lot of them beyond that Liverpool line. If you look back at the.
No, I mean when they score.
Oh, when they score.
Yeah. So is it a lapse of because it's so quick after we've just scored and it's been disallowed? Because the shape was so good.
I actually felt it was a bit of overconfidence.
Yeah.
As silly as it is,
we've got these now.
Sound like usually you get caught out by doing something silly doing something that you shouldn't do. But it was as if sort of, right, okay, we're now confident enough to actually try and play out, rather than just keep doing what we were doing, getting into good areas, playing off better off the front, and getting up to the halfway line and playing. Suddenly you're playing out from the back. Even Mikalenko went way too early to try and get forward, thinking we're going to be playing through the lines. This is all going great. And good teams, and Liverpool are a good team, don't get away from it. Good teams will hurt you. One good tackle, poor from Dwight, and giving that ball away in that moment. Great pass from Gakpo, and Salah gets that goal, which was frustrating, and it knocked the stuffing out of us. And we did well to get in at half time after that because we were on the back foot. But that was the first half gone, despite a really good start to the game.
Yeah, you could tell that it was kind of deflated after that goal. Going back to the decision with the VAR, that robbed the fans of an amazing moment there. Where do you stand when VAR comes in like that?
It's offside. So in those moments, in those incidences, I don't think there's any getting away. If
it's offside,
it's offside. And it's not even close. The officials actually should have seen that as it was. Maybe if the linesman, assistant referees now would have noticed it, put his flag up really early, then
it ends it straight away. Then
we don't get that over emotion, that over exuberance, that celebration, and then the deflation. My daughter is an Evertonian. She's always been an Evertonian, but she's really getting into going the games this season. She hasn't done all of them because there's some really late midweek games, and we're getting her into it as we go. And she got overexcited for the game. She was absolutely loving it. She jumped on the rope, apparently, the rope. She got so excited.
I was on the wrong front as well.
She was so excited for the goal. And then she come back down to where Liverpool scored, and then she put her headphones in and watched the phone for the next 20 minutes. I said, what happened? She went, it was just too much. It was like the high, the low, and it was like, I don't even like this anyway. I'm watching.
She's only a baby. She's only young. Oh.
Well, Everton bounced back.
That's how it felt, though, for everyone, wasn't it?
Yeah, they bounced back in the second half with a great cross by Dewsbury Hall. He's done really well there. Yeah, did you think Everton were back in it at that moment? Well,
we were back in it. There's no doubt about that. I thought we started the second half okay. I thought we grew into it. I thought we figured out how to hurt Liverpool in the first half and the second half, getting the ball out to Illiman initially, but having Keenan making that run in behind Curtis Jones into that full-back area, or Beto running in between the centre-halves. It was always that left wing area for us, right centre-half position for Liverpool, where we were getting in behind and doing the damage. And I thought we tried to play a little bit intricate to start with, and then started to realise, let's just keep playing it. Beto got in once or twice. Did that flick-flack with his foot. I thought his leg was going to fall off. Knowing the way he does that in that moment. But it was good quality. It was really good when Keenan ran into that area, flashed it across, and Beto got on the end of it. And at that point, we were playing well, and it was a real shame that I thought Beto played well. You said before he was man of the match. I didn't think he was man of the match, but I thought he played well, and I did think that Beto having to go off really hurt us.
Yeah, I agree,
because he was really taking the fight, and from that moment, mixed with a substitution that maybe didn't quite work the way David Moyes wanted it to, we never really got on the front foot again, and that was disappointing.
Oh, you tit.
Hey, good ringtone though.
You tit.
If anyone's wondering, that's Tony's phone going off.
That is, and I am really sorry. That's never happened before. Fucking Plan Pot cop, I phoned me as well, even better.
He must have known.
Phone me again, Cav, you twat. Yeah, you know what? Beto going off massively helped them, because Canate and Van Dijk were talking to each other at the back, and you could see they were just like, you're gonna stay with him this time, I'm gonna stay. It's like neither of them wanted to be near him, because he just clattered the both of them all day. I thought he got stuck into them, but even when he got on the ball, he looked after it well, he protected it well, and I think he put some yards in.
Yeah,
he ran every lost cause. He ran the channels. He done the hard yards that a forward and a lone forward is supposed to do. I thought Keenan Dewsbury was very good with the ball. He knocked it round really well. I felt for Dwight McNeil, because when that mistake's made, I just feel for a player of his quality, you go into a kind of a box, and you probably feel like I'm not feeling this.
He was playing well as well.
I know, but
yeah, maybe it shook him for a bit. I thought he came out and played well. in the second half. I really did. I think the disappointing thing second half wise for us was the fact that once the goalkeeper got injured in the goal, that we didn't really trouble him. Woodman, we had a couple of shots from. We had one effort on the angle from Illiman and Jai that you'd probably expect the goalkeeper to make a save, but other than that, we had a couple of shots from distance that were over the bar. We had Tyreek George came on the left hand side. We never really got anything from him. Illiman moved over to the right. We never really built up any momentum after that to be able to actually trouble the goalkeeper. And
why was that though? Was that the substitutions? Was that mentality of the players? What, from your perspective, what do you think?
A little bit of everything. Tierno Barry didn't quite manage to get the same performance or trouble their centre halves the way Beto was doing in terms of just
different players, aren't they?
Just put it into an area. He was probably below par. I think.
He was.
If we're being honest, in what he managed to give us when he came on, as I said, I thought the substitution didn't quite help us. I thought by Tyreek George going over on this side, moving Illiman over to that side, when him and Dewsbury Hall in that area in particular had quite a bit of joy. I thought that maybe didn't help, but I understand because he'd come on last week, George, and actually was brilliant.
I thought he was okay. I mean, some of the touches I've seen were magnificent from Tyreek George. So it's a tough one. I always think it's hard for players coming into a game, especially at the tempo that's played at. It's hard to find your way in there and maybe to create something or be the difference, because that's what you're bringing players on for. Go in there, lad, and be the difference, and that's very hard to do with the quality that they have, and they have quality all over the park. I mean, I don't even know where that Soboslai was playing the horror bag, but he just kept turning up everywhere, and he's such a good footballer. You can't knock it, you know what I mean? Then when you got the likes of Mo Salah and people going on, he's not on form. He just finds a way, doesn't he?
Scores goals.
Who cares? He just finds a way, and things just fall for them. I mean, you couldn't write it that Mamadashvili came off. I'd never heard that keeper in my life. Now he's under 21's dad, and I was like, this is
he was 29, I think.
Is he? 23 he plays for.
Yeah, but
that's what they do now, don't they?
Because didn't his dad get promoted the same day or the day before, managing Bromley or something like that?
We didn't even test them, though, in all honesty, did we?
No, that was the issue.
That's the disappointing thing. But you just, it's just had a shot from outside the box and you tried to get it. They were trying, but nothing was falling. And I just feel I feel for a forward, it's so hard up against.
Being a forward yourself.
Yeah, well,
you've always told me you're a younger Bob Latchford.
Yeah, I wish me a fat Bob Latchford. I love, Bob Hoskins more like. I just think it's so hard against two big colossus fellas like that. Yeah. To get anything, like I said, that's why Beto does so. I don't know. He's their bogeyman. I don't care what anyone says. He has such a good time against Van Dijk, and I think it's because he doesn't stand off him. He's not in awe of him. He gets stuck into him, and he treats him like he does any other centre half.
Yeah, I think in terms of that, talking about centre halves before, centre halves these days are used to playing two centre halves against one striker as well, and generally one of them can get really physical with you, and the other one drops away. Beto one of his positives is that he can actually occupy physically two centre halves at the same time. He can run you, he can hold the ball up. So I don't think they enjoy that. And he did get on the score sheet, but he had a couple of good chances. He did. A couple of big chances. And when you look at it, the difference between the teams, and you look at Mo Salah was ruthless. Van Dijk chance ruthless. Goal. We had a good few chances, and
we did.
We may score them, we may not score them. I think that's the next level we need to get to. Being ruthless in the big games, having more big game knowledge that they've got about how to manage certain moments within the game.
They looked calm going into the end of the game, didn't they?
Yeah, because as well, the other hurdle we've got is actually mentally winning these games before we actually physically go out and win them. And they've got an assurance, like they would have took a draw, and yet 11 minutes went up, and you suddenly felt them think, we can actually win this game that we'd love to have took a draw, and we can win this from here. And then they managed to go on and do it. We probably needed to be maybe in the same way Arsenal go about trying to win the title, in the sense of I felt that you needed a 3-1 scoreline going into the later stages to enjoy it and get over the line. Arsenal needed a 9-point sort of lead. In fact, they've even let that slip. Yeah. It seems maybe at the moment going into injury time level, I always just felt that at that point we weren't the team that were going Like, I didn't feel our
Didn't
stadium.
have the
I
ascendancy.
didn't feel our stadium as soon as we went 11 minutes added up. And maybe it was because the stuff got knocked out of us with Bramford, the weight injury, and the other stoppages. But we didn't go, whoa, get in, 11 minutes, go on, we've got them. Like
It's
it
like,
would at other
really?
stadiums. We sort of went, whoa, yeah, great, but 11 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
And that is a
sign.
it's just it's kind of a mindset that we've, because it keeps on happening to us. That is the 6th, 90th plus win and goal against us by them in the Premier League, the most by any team across the competition. So because that keeps happening, we get to that moment, and instead of cheering and get excited, we go, "Oh no, I've read this. I've read this before."
Don't remind me.
And we need, and we,
I've witnessed.
we
a lot
need
of
to
them.
change it.
I've witnessed an awful lot of them. Horrible.
I've played in a few of them.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to look back at the goal Van Dijk scored? Was there anything maybe wrong with the marking there, or was it just a great goal?
It's the way people mark these days.
Doesn't
They get so many people tight and physical and rely on sort of getting their arms around you and you're pushing you in certain ways. But when you're coming up against a Van Dijk, or that's the way Beto should be dealing with things, that if you can just hold someone in place or give them a nudge at the wrong moment, you don't need to do much other than let the ball hit you on the head. It was a great delivery, brilliant little space he created for himself. You can always try and do more. You can always say you would do more. Maybe if Jared was still on the pitch,
Yeah, it could be a different
was
story.
probably marking him, not against Aquino in that sense, but maybe something would have been different. Maybe Beto, because he was really getting all the balls out to start with. Every ball corner seemed to hit.
Frustrates me.
Seemed to hit his head. But yeah, you can defend them different, but don't get the corner away. Let's be in there. Penalty area. Let's be up the other end.
The hardest part for me is he's the only threat from set pieces. Canate doesn't want to know. He looks like he's ducking every time he jumps up. He doesn't want to head the ball in. But Van Dijk's big, he's brave, he's strong, and he wants to go and meet it. He wants to score. And I feel like he's the only threat once. And if you look at it and he is the biggest threat, why haven't we just put 2 men on him? I'm sick of
I was trying to work out whose man was who. Yeah, Taki and Canate was in front of him, so I was assuming that unless they're doing zonal,
a lot of them do that now. That's what I asked.
Semi-zonal, don't we?
I asked the question now a number of years ago, not when the gaffer had come home, before it, and I asked the lads, and I just said, why don't you just go man for man and be responsible? And then it took one, I think, who was it? It might have been Kino or Taki who said to me, Tone, we'll just get blocked off if we go man for man. Someone's got a blocker. He said it just can't work. So I kind of understood a bit more. Than like I said before, I know as much about football as these lads, you know what I mean? But when he said that to me, I got it a lot more. So now when I see them on set pieces and I see, because like I said, I've just said there, why don't we just put 2 men on Van Dijk? But you're just going to get blockers. And there's literally, it's turned into the bloody NFL. Week after week. It's just tactic after tactic.
Yeah, there's got to be a hybrid of it coming up. And referees are definitely going to be stopping this kind of holding that's going on moving forward.
Someone's got to make an example.
There's got to be a stop to it.
Just give a penalty.
It's going to happen. Well, they'll have to start next season. They're going to cut it out, I think, a lot more than they do. And that'll give you a chance to go back to old school defender where everyone, gets in position. You see the ball coming up and you go and run and try and head it. But football is constantly evolving. Every single week it's evolving. Every single day it's evolving. Somebody trying to find a new way.
And it's always at the cost of Everton football.
There's always a way.
Just take 10 points off Everton, you know what I mean? So, just whatever makes sense. Yeah, just take 10 more points.
What have Everton got to do to bounce back against West Ham this upcoming weekend?
Just don't do anything different, really. I'd say the performances that we've done all season away from home in particular
Brilliant.
have been outstanding. We're the top or the second best team away from home in the Premier League this season. So I don't need to change anything. It was a blow. It was a knock. Yeah. I'm certainly not criticising.
Have we done it to a few teams this season? We've got 90 minutes.
I'm not knocking or criticising the team after this derby. I mean, it was a great 28 minutes. It felt really good to be going into the game feeling like this. It was a knock on the chin until half time, yet we still came out, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed supporting us. I thought we were just a few fine margins away, maybe a little bit of belief in crucial moments away from being able to step up. But we're a team who's developed a hell of a lot this year. We've got 5 games left, and we could potentially finishing European football
Winning
still,
European.
despite this block.
If that goes the other way on Sunday, Everton are on 50 points and we overtake Chelsea. That's Champions League kind of material. That you're in them places. You're in the fight. Now we go to West Ham, and if we beat West Ham on the road, which we're more than capable of doing, you're just like, oh, you're in the fight again. So I just feel it's how they bounce back and rebound now. But I think the gaffer will just be relentless again. I think he'll go for them. I can't see us not getting nothing at West Ham. And I know they're fighting for their lives and they're playing really well at the minute. But we are so suited to being away from home. We really are.
It's funny, you look at the away games we've got West Ham away and Spurs away.
Yeah.
Both of them scrapping for survival.
Yeah.
So both of them are games that
Huge.
there aren't gimmies. We've got to go there and try and be ourselves. But I'll tell you, they're looking at us and thinking, "Oh my
Don't need
God,
them."
we've got Everton coming. Oh, that's the last
But they
team.
just look at your away form. And then I said, if we are the second biggest most wins in the Premier League for the away team, you're just like, oh, they're not going to look forward to that. Especially Spurs, mate. I mean, we owe Spurs. I'm not going to lie. I'm going. I'm turning up because I'm expecting to run riot there because I'm still annoyed at that Van der Ven now. If I see him anytime soon, he's getting told he's getting a piece of my mind. Him, he just come to our place and ran riot. And I genuinely feel like we own one. So
Imagine if we sent them down.
That's what I don't want to do. I don't want to do that.
You don't? Why?
You going?
I know, but I don't want to. I don't want. Spurs should not be in the Championship. I'm sorry, they're too big a club. It's a crime if that stadium's in the Championship. It's a crime. But at the same time, mate, look what I said last week. I was the stupid fool who went, I think Leeds are right in it. Well, Leeds are the fifth. Leeds are the fifth to win now. Leeds are safe. And I said that before Leeds, went on and won 2 games. I said it before then.
And he spoke about Van Dijk in the way he did last week.
Oh,
what are the predictions have you got this week?
I'm going to put the lottery numbers on them. Whatever the opposites are of them, Leon, put it on and you'll win the lottery.
If there's 60 lottery numbers, if you could pick 52 of them for me, and I'll win with the other 8.
Yeah.
Pick me 52 numbers. It's not going to be. Well, it is going to be.
But we're in a good position anyway. No doubt about that. We're again moving in the right direction. I love our core. I really do. Garner and Dewsbury Hall in particular through the middle. I'll tell you what, I have enjoyed watching play lately. I'd love to get, but he'd cost way too much. Alex Scott for Bournemouth. You've seen him play?
Good player.
I've not seen much of him. Top player.
Central midfielder. Reminds me of Gaza.
Really?
In the sense that he gets
I'll
about the pitch, he goes bit of box to box. He can play in a midfield too, right? And he dribbles it like Gaza. He doesn't drive forward in the sense that we can, but like the way Roy Keane would drive forward when he's running with the ball. James Garner will drive forward. He can move well with it, but he's running with it. Alex Scott's a dribbler. He's stepping over. He's 22. He's been in the England under-21 squad that won the competition last.
I'll tell you what, he's going to go for a few quid then because Bournemouth don't sell cheap.
He'll
be £100 million player.
He's an impressive prospect but obviously we need a striker, we need a fullback.
I think we're strong in that area of the field, and I think we've got people. I mean, I think Jimmy Garner. I think, in my personal opinion, he's been the best player this season.
Oh, he has.
Forever.
Sorry, I was in my mind. I skipped a beat there because it was Idrissa's not going to last forever, is he? 37, 38, and
he's a fine wine, to be fair to him, but every dog has its day, and in that position and that part of the field, it's where legs are needed massively, and they can just go. I would imagine, as you'll know better than that, they can just go overnight. Your legs.
Yeah,
what are you trying to say?
Is that right? Yeah. Can you name it? I felt like you knew the date and everything. Then
I'm just
What's
saying,
the date?
he's the perfect athlete, and he lives such a clean life, and I get it with Iddy, but at some point that's got to slow down. It hasn't looked like this season. So he's been brilliant. Like I said, he was such. You seen how much of a massive miss Idrissa was when the African Cup of Nations was on. Him and Illy, huge losses in the side, but the other lads come in and done. Can't knock them. Dwight McNeil had some good games. I thought Harrison Armstrong came in, done a really good job. He's shown he's improved. We've got good strength in depth in certain positions. Yeah. We just need a few more.
Squad wise, I don't think we need, if we were to qualify for Europe, I don't think we need an awful lot in regards to numbers, especially if Mail and Roll's staying, and you're suddenly looking at the amount of bodies that you've got. Yeah, and he's a good athlete. He's shown flashes of what he can do. I think there are a few things he needs to learn. I think that must be why he's not getting as many minutes. But to be fair, the players ahead of him have done
top players
brilliant as well, to be fair, which obviously makes a difference. But yeah, I think we're probably not got many years left of Idrissa in the team, despite him being outstanding. You are outstanding if PSG are coming in and taking you away from us. But yeah, we probably have to look at who slots in there alongside the other two and hope that the other two are with us for the next 8-9
Well,
years.
they've signed new contracts, haven't they? Jimmy Garner signed a new contract. Keenan Dewsbury, we've had him now. This is the second year we've had him. So
First.
Is it?
Yeah.
On the ball today, aren't you?
That's what happens when you've been punched in the head a million times. I thought it was his second year. I thought we had him last season.
Well, that's how well he's done. It feels like he's been here.
Keenan Dewsbury wasn't it with us last season?
No.
Chelsea.
He wasn't on loan. No. Why am I seeing him playing last year?
I don't know, he won the World Club Cup with Chelsea in the summer.
It's unbelievable.
I've never really believed that punched in the head thing till just that moment.
No, there you go. Because I could swear I was watching him last season as well. But stranger things have happened.
Yourself if you carry on.
Yeah. He's that good.
I can't. Not today.
He's that good. He is that good. Well, what are you whinging about?
I had a fill in today.
Oh, get it, Will. Yeah,
it's so
you know. Had a fill in. Dentist
friend. You can't punch me on that side of the head. Yeah, I'd have a fill in.
I'm whacking in that big body, mate. It's an awful lot of there to catch.
I won't feel it that much. Have you ever had a fill in?
I've only ever had one in my life.
Sure up.
Yeah. Done well there, mate.
Parents made you clean your teeth properly, did they? Or are they just not your teeth anymore?
These are all my teeth, Leon. And,
from Turkey.
Yeah. No, I'm the only person who hasn't had the turkey bashing yet, no. So wow, I've done something called Invisalign.
Yeah.
And that's what sort of means ashes out, so.
But I had a fill-in today, right? I've had a few fill-ins because I love me sweets and me sugary ciders. But yeah, so I had this injection today. Usually your side of your face goes numb and then you can't. My eye went numb.
Yeah, what?
My eyelid. I couldn't blink for 3 hours. 3 hours. I couldn't be.
I think you did, but you just didn't feel it.
Streaming down my face. I don't know if that was a remnant after the derby, but I had water just streaming down my face because I don't know if it's because this is the eyelid I lost, didn't I? When I had to get this eyelid cut out.
Oh, that was an injury, wasn't it?
Yeah. So a tackle.
Got a tiny cut on his eye, mate. Don't make me start getting pictures out, mate.
I'll show you the bleeding picture. I had 9 stitches in my eyelid.
Try 20.
But since then, because the fella had to cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's only got half an eyelid. It wouldn't close. And literally, it's only just started to feel
again. I forgot about that. What game was that in?
Arsenal. I started really well,
I was at the game. I'm just trying.
I was captain. I started really well. I hit the bar and then got stretched off after 7 minutes.
I had a really good game. It was only 7 minutes of the game, but it was going brilliant.
It was one of my better 7 minutes, 6 minutes.
Can you remember who caught you?
It wasn't anyone catch you. I caught Bakary Sagna.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make an impression. The corner came out to the edge of the box. I tried to go right through him, and as I've caught him with a slide tackle, he just landed on me head with his backside, and I've scraped me head along the floor. And it was one of the worst, and I felt me sort of skin ripping.
Open up.
And then as I've come away, I couldn't see out my eye, and I started patting the floor because I thought
still alive.
No, my eyes fell out. I literally thought my eyes fell out. I was patting the floor trying to find my
dramatic, I swear to God, you're so dramatic.
Patting
patting round as if like you're going to pat me eye.
I was thinking,
my eyeballs on the floor.
I was thinking, I don't want to be that fella who they've got on video with his eyeball on the floor.
So I'll pick it up and put it back in my pocket.
So I was going to pick it up and put it back in. Yeah. Then Richie came on the pitch and I was going, Richie, you're all right? I said, is me eye in? He went, yeah, it is, you softs. went at me and gave me a bit, yeah.
Oh, poor
and then I got to the side of the pitch and my legs went. Literally fell down the steps. Down the Goodson, yeah.
Well, we touched on Spurs before. They had a last-minute goal going against them.
Did you celebrate it? I know you. You probably celebrated that.
Why do you want them to go down, Lee?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Oh, mate, why?
I don't know. Partly because we can be there on the last day of the season.
My mates want them to go down.
Yeah, it's just like monumental, isn't it? That like someone like that
went down. That, mate. Bad.
But also it's easier for us to get up there. Is it not?
No, mate. I don't want to see them go down. I don't want to see Spurs go down. It's sad. It's so sad. I mean, I've got a couple of Spurs mates as well. It's sad for
West Ham fans or Nottingham fans as well, though, isn't it?
Darren Flewers, Scott Hamilton, good Spurs mates, I'd feel really
Like-
bad if they went down.
I understand. Must have said this before. We're probably the only club that really appreciates how they feel in the same talking
Yeah,
stature.
we get it and
and
understand.
relegation battles for years and years. We know how they feel, and everyone's saying, "You're too good to go down. You're too big to go down."
I couldn't imagine Spurs wanted us to go down.
So I'm not saying I
maybe.
want them to go down. And I've got a few Spurs friends that
But they
I
are.
would hate to see them being so upset. But it'd be funny though.
It would be
Oh,
funny. It would be
no.
funny.
Funny though.
My mates talk like this. Walk it. I mean,
I don't want them to go
no.
down, and I want it known that
It'd
I'm
be
not saying
funny.
I want
That's
them to
not
go down.
funny.
It is not
It's heartbreaking. Mate, imagine them sobbing and crying in that stadium. I mean, I watched them all sobbing and crying when they won that European trophy. Never mind going down.
Yeah, I like to go there to watch the NFL as well. That's the only
It's
chance I get next
It's a
season.
beautiful stadium. I actually, and I'm not just saying this, I think it's the best stadium as an actual stadium in the country, but it's not a patch on
You
ours for a football stadium. Ours is the best football stadium in the country now, without a shadow of a doubt. But theirs is the best for an event stadium. When I've been in and worked the boxing and things like that, it's an unbelievable stadium. But I just feel it's not. Do you know what though? I'm gonna trip myself up here. I haven't been in there on a match day yet.
Oh right, okay.
But I don't care. It's nothing to patch on our place. The noise our place generates. When that goal went in and Jack Grealish scored that last minute winner this season,
Yeah.
I have never felt anything like that in any football stadium when football's going on in my life. That stadium erupted that day. I don't know, it was against, he kicked the ball, it bounced off his knee, went in the goal.
Was it Palace?
Last minute.
At our place, yeah.
Was it?
Right.
I think it was.
I was
At least
just thinking
he definitely
about,
was.
just thinking about our stadium. For the most part, it's not been perfect going there, but it's not harming us. Their stadium seems to be harming them.
Yeah.
At the minute, it's
Taxation.
either too much to play in, it's too hostile against them. The noise is overbearing for them. I don't know what it is, but it's not helping them, and that's something that you've always got to be kind of aware of. West Ham fans who were playing this weekend have gone through moments where they hate their stadium, don't they? But you've still got to make sure.
Got to get on with it.
You've still got to make sure when you're there, you're there to help the team. You've got to be there to be a positive sort of influence on trying to contribute to the result. There's no doubt that fans in the stadium help you one way or the other.
Because they're
Contribute to the
saying
result.
they're saying
Absolutely
now
do.
it's a straight shootout with West Ham and Spurs. They reckon Forest and Leeds are now
I
safe.
still think Forest might have another. I think they've got to have another win. Forest, I do.
How many points? Who's do? I mean, I know Spurs are banging it and West Ham, but how many? What I know, I think they're 5 points clear now. Leeds are they?
Leeds are on 39.
Oh, 39.
Forest,
Nottingham got a good win on the weekend, 4-1, wasn't it? Morgan
Gibbs
Gibbs White
White's
had a great
hat-trick.
game.
yeah.
He's a player.
When they went behind, I thought, oh no.
It'd be the first time I've seen a club go down. Whoever goes down, if it's West Ham or Spurs, and I go, oh, I really like a few of them players. You can make a case for Jared Bowen's going for big money.
So
When you
you'd
look at
rather West Ham went down because we can get
poach
some of
them.
their players, or would you
No,
rather
no,
Spurs
no,
go down so we
no.
can get some of their players?
What you want? You me anyone? The best clubs in the league would take some of the players. Never mind us.
That's the thing about.
Jared Bowen's
Spurs.
walking in most sides. He's getting
I
into
think
most
West
teams.
Ham's team largely stay together. I think Spurs team gets ripped up.
Yeah, I
That
think
Van
so.
der Ven, I'm
Makes
telling
it
you now,
incredibly hard to come back.
They'd struggle to jump back up.
that Van der Ven, mate, he will not be at Spurs next season, regardless of what happens. I think
Oh, he's
he is.
class.
I think he
Talking
is
to try
top
and get to
draw.
Liverpool, wasn't he, at one point? Van der Ven?
Let's not encourage that.
If they get beat by Wolves this weekend, are they done?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
they are. If Wolves do them, I'll agree. I'll have to just say I'm sorry, Spurs, but
They've got to get 3 points there.
I don't know if they do.
It's hard, you know. It's hard because when there's no pressure on Wolves and Wolves are just gone, they know. You just like they're just playing with such a freedom. Them players have got nothing to lose, and I just think that it's getting to Spurs now and them players. Because how did they concede that last minute one?
They're too emotional. And
You could see them cry at the end
yeah,
of the
it
game.
seems a
Honestly,
strange thing to
they're
say
emotional.
because you want to play with emotion, but it's got to be the right kind. When we stayed up against Bournemouth and Crystal Palace and these big games, there was a hell of a lot of emotion, certainly from the crowd. But I felt that the players kept their emotions in check. They were getting the results. They were running around. Spurs, it's a petulant emotion at the
Yeah.
minute. There's arms going in the air. There's sulking going on.
I'm
There's-
trying to think of relegation fights you were in. Now, did you ever? How many was you in?
You think I was in a relegation fight? I was in one relegation fight
Okay.
for Derby. No, I was in two. When I went on loan at Derby and when I went on loan at Carlisle.
So you've never in one at our place?
Nope.
Were you not in the team when we came 17th?
I got the last 3 games of the season.
So-
we were already up by that point.
Oh.
There was,
Does
there was
that
no influence on the
feeling-
game.
Does that feeling resonate with? Can you feel what the fans are like?
Yeah, it's a different kind of anxiety.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of nervousness. It's a lot more of an anxiety and anxiousness. You sort of expect that they were expecting the worst before the game had even started, and then when things go against you, then you'd like, oh, see, it's typical. It's harder on the pitch then to go and actually make things positive. Thankfully, at Derby and Carlisle, we managed to stay up in both of them as well. So.
But so you do feel it as a player, the tension.
Yeah, especially in sort of smaller or some more atmospheric stadiums. I'm talking about Spurs Stadium there in terms of the noise that it can generate. It's been built in a similar manner to ours. And if there's a lot more anxiousness coming from the fans, the Spurs players will feel it. You think about Goodison Park when we were playing against the top teams and the fans are so sort of in the game with us that even the best players felt that they had no time on the pitch at Goodison because our fans are screaming at them. But then when we were playing in games where we were expected to win and say we were, 1-0 down after 25 minutes, that makes the fans get edgy, and then that portrays to us, and we start to feel like there's less time, and they start to feel like there's more time on the pitch, and that's kind of what happens. And at the moment, Spurs are that anxious and they're that into the game and they're that petrified that they're making their own players really, really nervous. They're making the pitch seem half the size that it is. They're getting caught on the ball. They're getting rushed. They're rushing passes out the pitch. They're not doing it quite right, whereas the opposition players at Brighton are going there and thinking, this is great. Their crowd's helping us here. That's the difference.
That De Zerbi's got a job on his hands, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has.
And I think he's a very good manager.
Hugely, because he's got to keep them up in these 5 games. Or we just said he's going to have his team ripped from him. This team
And he's
joined for 5
controversial.
years.
I think he's not shy. He's controversial. He's saying stuff that's like, oh, that's going to get a couple of players' backs up with some of the things he says. So is that the right approach? It's going to, time will tell.
They needed to change. I mean, I think if they'd have kept Thomas Frank, they'd have been fine.
Yeah.
I don't think they even thought they'd be in a relegation fight. I think they were already planning for the future.
Why do you think they sacked him? Is it a knee-jerk reaction? I mean, because their ownership was never like that in the past. Daniel Levy would never have made a knee-jerk reaction like that, I don't think.
Still in Europe at the time as well.
It's just
Unbelievable.
different now then, isn't it? And I just think that underperforming, I think that across the world in every kind of sport now, no more so than the Premier League football because of its time spent in the media. But there's a lot of outside influence. There's a lot of sort of people posting on Instagram and Twitter and all of this social media, and the club hierarchy can feel the outside noise more than anything. The outside noise is constantly getting in, which it never used to. A manager a hierarchy used to be able to distance themselves from anywhere. There's no hiding from the influences and the thought process of Spurs fans. We're just talking Spurs fans at the moment. We've been through it ourselves with Everton. But that Thomas Frank's not doing as well as he should. Well, he should get sacked. And once that carries on, there's no sort of recovering. And then you all know that Thomas Frank was never going to get you relegated. But you were definitely going to have a below-par season with him. And you already think that the grass is constantly always greener.
It's wrong,
Everybody thinks that the grass is greener.
It's wrong because John from Chester said he should go.
Yeah. Well,
it's wrong though, because just you've employed the man to do a job. Give him a fair shake and give him a fair
Give him
to
more
do
time,
his
what he
job,
got.
of course.
listening to the radio this morning and phoning in about Eddie House, and to be fair, the callers that I listened to weren't being he's rubbish. You've got to get him out. It was more along
I
the
heard
lines
a little bit of that.
It's more along the lines of, well, I don't think he's going to get any better from us. He looks like this is the end of the road, and it felt like a natural sort of finish to it. And I was just thinking, I understand the thought process. I understand the need that we're not constantly improving. Everyone thinks they constantly improve. You can't constantly improve. There's always going to be a back step somewhere. Then you start improving again. But it just reminded me of my time with David Moyes in terms of he came in his first season and he got the team safe quite quickly. The next season, Everton finished 7th. The next season, Everton finished 17th, which is when I got in the team at the end. Now, naturally, that would have been easy a second, these terms. The next season, we finished 4th. The next season, we finished 5th and 6th.
Two steps forward, one step back.
And then we had a season, where we finished 10th. So should he have got the sack then? But no, then we went 5th and 6th again the next season. There might always be a dip. That's just how football management works. That's seasons work. Teams aren't constantly in the very same position or improving all the time. It's impossible.
You don't get enough
this
credit.
Guy is keeping us in a good place. Are we having good times? Are we constantly on the right track? And Newcastle fans seem to be at the end of the road with it. I'm not sure I agree with that.
I listened to them, a couple of them fans, because they were on the talk about Anthony Gordon, and I heard them
the
saying,
price on Anthony,
if he's 75 million, take him. Well, there was fans going, I'll drive him there myself and stuff like that. And I just thought, you're so fickle, because when he first went there, he was flying, and bad patches and droughts come to every single player, no matter how good you are, no matter how great you are. Lionel Messi's had them, Cristiano Ronaldo's had them. They all have good patches and bad patches. Well, you just said, though, when you've just been talking about the finishes we've had, Evertonians forget that under David Moyes, how great that was. Because you hear them talking as if, we were fighting relegation. Them finishes there, we have been fighting relegation for the last 5 years, 6 years even. And it's been horrific, it really has. Going into the last day, when Duke scored that goal against Bournemouth, wasn't it? And he does that, and you're just like, we're safe, we've done it. It now puts it into perspective. It puts it into perspective. The Palace game. I mean, Bainesy and me were sobbing at half time in tears, mate. Honest to God, we were crying in each other's arms at half time. And you just think, that's how brilliant it was with these and under them. And we were spoiled. I don't want to say we were spoiled. We were going to Europe. We were having trips away. It was fantastic. But
because we never actually got over the line, which is why
course,
David Moyes wants to
do
it more now, and what I want to do more now. But going back, and you're Anthony Gordon, you say you have a down season, and yes, of course you do, but you can't have that big a down season if someone wants to buy you for 70. If a Bayern Munich wants to come in and buy you,
he scored some goals this season, by the way.
Even if they want to pay 50 million for you,
he's a top player.
Newcastle one, it's still.
Anthony Gordon is a top player. He'll be in that England squad. I think he'll be in there and about. He has so many attributes. He's a constant threat. He's a top player. Possibly, yeah. Listen, you see players who perform better for England at times. They really do. I suppose better players, better team. But
he plays better in Europe. Most of his best numbers for Newcastle this season are in Europe. And now you think, if Vincent Kompany thinks I'll bring him to Bayern Munich to play alongside Harry Kane, I see that working. Then
I don't know whose place he takes, though. That Elise is fantastic.
He's not going on that side.
And then there's Gnabry on the other side.
You got Luis Diaz.
And he's been on fire, hasn't he? I mean, they look like, probably, I'm not going to lie, them PSG are the strongest outfits in Europe this season. I do not see Arsenal getting past either of them. I don't care how well they defend. I just don't see
Who wins against Bayern and PSG? It's going to be a good game.
It's fantastic.
Bayern for me.
I think it's. I can't look past PSG. PSG are a very good side, mate. That Bellew.
Go on, I'll have Bayern then.
Shake on it.
Well, there you go. I'll have Bayern.
I'll take PSG.
Sound. I want Harry Kane to win the Ballon d'Or. I want Harry Kane
to win. You know what area goes. So now you're on all the nice, be nice, and the patriotic thing. My same mates have gone. Be absolutely hilarious if Harry Kane didn't win a single thing. And I'm like, why is horrible? I want him to win everything and do brilliant. But I don't know the fella. But I just want to see our own do well. And my mates say it'd be dead funny if he never won nothing.
He's already won the title.
Yeah, I know, but. He hasn't gone there for the
Tottenham
German title,
down and Harry Kane wins the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, my Lord. I mean,
you couldn't write it, could you?
You couldn't write it. That would be the biggest turn of any player and of any club you've ever seen. Because imagine if you'd have put money at the start of the season on Harry Kane winning the Ballon d'Or and Spurs going down.
To be a very rich man.
Stop it. What does he have to do to win the Ballon d'Or? Does he have to? I mean, they've won the
He doesn't
title.
have to win the World Cup.
Does he have to win the Champions League?
Yeah.
Does he have to get close to winning the World Cup?
No, he has to win the Champions League. I think the Champions League and scoring the 50 goals and the Bundesliga, that's enough to get the Ballon d'Or.
It should be, but World Cup always count.
Unless you're
World Cup year. Messi won it in the World Cup year for that.
Unless you have a freak who comes in and scores 10 goals in the World Cup. That's the only way he's getting beat to the World Cup this year. Unless someone is a standout performer in the World Cup, a Kylian Mbappe turns up and just cooks everyone. That's the only way I believe that Harry Kane's not getting the Ballon d'Or. Because no one's hitting 50 like he's hitting. No one's having the success. And if they do win the Champions League, that is huge. It's basically, I don't want to say it's just down to him because it's not, because Luis Diaz has been a revelation since he's gone there. Olise's been fantastic. But let's be honest, when you talk about Bayern Munich, the first name that comes off your lips is Harry Kane.
It's a joke of a goal scorer.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Vincent Kompany.
He's done very well.
Done very, very well. Shows that young managers should be given a chance.
How do you feel about the fact of what he did at Burnley? You looking as
going down
as
and
fans in
then
terms of going to Burnley,
taking them up,
getting them up, but then managing them in a way that was never going to be able to keep them in the Premier League. But it did show other people what he's capable of because it's worked for him. He got the Bayern Munich job,
but he's
now winning titles.
Do you think by what he's done, he's like?
I think he knows how Burnley got on this weekend.
No, not a clue. But also, I think he will go to himself. He'll have said, "I ain't changing, and I'm going to show people I'm not going to change." And I think that shows. I know this sounds mad, but I think it shows strength to do that.
Is that not him putting himself above the club, though?
Yeah, I think he goes. I'm more important than Burnley by doing that. I'm not interested in survival because I'm going to play dreadful football and survive. No, I'm going to play my football the way I want to do it, the way that brought us up, and I'm going to show you. And I'll stick to me guns.
What if he was doing that at your club? In terms of you say no one's bigger than the club, but he basically said he is.
Yeah, he is.
So what if he did that to you?
It's not me though, is it? So just leave it alone. Vincent Kompany doesn't want me as a problem, and I don't want Vincent Kompany as a problem either. I'm a big fan, but yeah, I mean, at a club like ours, he'd be out the door. As soon as relegation is on the horizon at a club like ours, and we are a huge club, believe you me, we aren't Burnley. Once relegation is on the horizon, 99.9% of the time the manager's out the door, especially for big clubs like ours.
Down at the bottom this year, most of them have way into the merry-go-round of the managers that they usually have. And
only Burnley have stood by Scott Parker, haven't they? Burnley have stood by Scott Parker. Wolves have gone through a couple, haven't they, if I'm right in thinking?
Yeah.
And Tottenham have had more.
A few. Spurs have had a few.
But that Marinakis is wild. I mean, come on. You can't be going on pitches, mate, and giving your manager a mouthful.
I would hate it
cameras.
At a club I was at. But again, I love to see it
from
a distance.
Brilliant. Yeah. You're horrible, you're a bad man.
I work on
it's
that
hilarious.
side now, don't I? Though, so it's like,
do you know if you're playing the Forest and he comes on the pitch and starts giving it to you on the pitch, as a player, what do you do? Do you tell him to shut it? Do you tell him to?
Mate, I'm a little fella.
He's not the biggest
guy.
He's wide, but he's not the biggest.
Yeah, I couldn't make a dent in him. I'd be nodding and smiling and then saying, "Yeah, thank you very much." And yeah, I wouldn't be. And then I'd probably be running up to someone like you and saying, "You'll never guess what he's just said about you."
Help me, Tony.
Said you're going on Monday. You're the third. You're the next one out the door.
I'd have been going up to Big Dunk saying, "Guess what, Bergie? Guess what?"
I just football's just like you said, football is constantly evolving, but at the same time, there's some things that shouldn't be evolving, and I just think the involvement from above is it's madness. Let the manager, like I said to you, I think managers are now becoming as dispensable as players. And that's a worrying thing because a manager should be in control. A manager should be the buck stops with him. That's how it should be. And I'll always, I don't care at what level this sport goes or what level footballers are, I always believe the buck should stop with the manager. I don't care who you are.
So the argument to that is that there's so much money invested into football by ownerships nowadays that I definitely don't think that the owners should be going onto the pitch, but they'll employ a director of football, we'll call it, for want of a better term, because every manager, you might have, you want to have one manager for 10 years, but you might have 4 managers in 3-4 years, and each manager might want to have different ideas, or so to speak, a different set of players and before you know it, you've got 3 or 4 different squads worth of different players that can only do different things and they don't work for the next manager. So one of the ideas is that you get a guy to oversee it, or a director of football, or whatever they want to
And they're
call
all
it now.
signed to him.
And he's basically the guy pushing the club in the right direction, and making sure that when you get a new manager, for instance, he's not just the best guy around. He suits your club, and he's able to work with the players that you've got, and he's basically the guy that's keeping the club on track, rather than managers come that could be completely opposite each other.
So who's the manager and the director of football, or the manager? Because basically he's compiled a squad together and he's telling you what to do.
I don't disagree with that, because if a manager's picking the team, he has to be able to know what players he's got and pick the players, and that's why I think a lot of clubs at the moment are getting in a bit of a trouble, a bit of a sticky situation, because they want the manager to be beholden to the ownership and be a yes guy, I suppose, for want of a better term. And I think it's showing that just doesn't work. The guy who's picking the team's got to be near enough the boss. You want to find one that actually can buy into what you're doing higher up in the club as well.
David Moyes done well at our place.
He's got to be responsible for everything, so that when he says to you, "You're not playing because of this," you can't then go and whinge to the director of football or the ownership.
You're not picking me.
Yeah. I only did that twice.
The manager, like I said, the buck should stop with the manager. David Moyes done amazing at our place all them years because the buck stopped with him. Yes, of course, he answers to the people above him, and of course he answers to a chairman and speaks to them, but ultimately he's in control. He lives and dies by the decisions he makes. I believe football managers now aren't being allowed to do that because they're just not in control, and that just doesn't sit well with me. It never will. I do see the need for directors of football because there's so much going on now. There's so much more things to take on board. But at the same time, I just think they should be there to support the manager. And that's what I think the difference is. Not telling you should and shouldn't have, but help support me. So when a manager goes to him and goes, listen, I need a right back and I need a right back, I need a right winger, give us some options. Not like, I've got this fella here for you, and these are your options. I believe it should be the other way around, but I don't know how it works at that kind of level, do you know what I mean? But I just think in football now, managers are just so dispensable. It's frightening. It really is, because they're going at a crazy rate. I mean, Liam Rossini's got into Chelsea, and it's like, does anyone genuinely believe he's telling them who's coming in and who's going out?
I think he's openly sort of said that he's not. I think Maresca before him openly said that he's not, and the football clubs that want to be completely in control, but they don't understand how to tactically pick a team, so they seem to be bringing guys in to do that. But you're right, it's not an easy situation to be in. I don't think it's an easy situation for the players to be in. I mean, when managers are coming and going all the time, and you're not quite sure who the boss is, but the cost of players these days. If a club are having to spend 50 million on a player, and you've got a 5-year contract to protect our club against other people coming in, and you have a dispute with the manager, and it's 15 times cheaper to get rid of the manager's gone. That's it. Simple.
Right, come on. Let's just revert to type now again. Who's going down? Who's staying up?
Burnley and Wolves are gone.
I'm taking it back. I mean,
you want Spurs to go down now?
No, I'm not taking it back. No, I never want that. I don't want that. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. But I'm not saying it's Leeds. Now, Leeds are obviously safe. And I said if smart asses who are going to be watching this, it was before the last two games. It wasn't after them. It was before them.
Wasn't. He watched the United game and then...
Yeah.
I've seen them now turn it around. And I love Leeds. Big club. Got a couple of friends. Josh Warrington's a good mate of mine. Mad Leeds fan. So this, I think they're the one who's safe. Yeah, but a Forest out of it, yeah.
Not
can
quite.
Can Forest be dragged back in?
Yeah, they can.
One win for both below.
I think Forest need a win. West Ham need a win, probably 2 wins actually.
I just still can't. I'm not having Spurs going down. It just hurts me to say it. I don't know why I feel like that. It's because of what my football club's done to me. It's what Everton's done to me.
Yeah. I just feel like nothing's going on.
I've said it before though, but I mean, if Spurs get a win, they might get 2 or 3.
Okay. Just hopefully not against us.
If they get a win, they might just get 2 or 3 because it'll the positivity and how it'll feel, and they'll realise they've actually got a squad full of good players because they've got a really good
best thing they've done,
squad of individual players. They're not a good team.
The best thing they've done is give that manager a 5-year contract because then players know listen, he's there. You're going to have to deal with him. This, you know.
He might be with them in League One. the way they're going.
Oz, come on,
dropping
stop
bombs.
it, Oz.
Just
do you
thought I'd
know
drop
what?
it out there. If they're having a fire sale, if the players all go.
Listen, there's loads of players. I mean, I think Conor Gallagher's a top player.
Yeah.
Top player. I think Xavi Simons, whatever you call him, another decent player. Richie, I still miss him.
Yeah.
I do still miss Richie. They don't know what they've got with him. I just don't think they use him correctly. They never have.
Because he's an end product man and a fighter and a scrapper. So he plays right for Brazil because they all do the fancy stuff and they just play him in. Whereas they've been asking him to do a bit more at Spurs, and that's not really his game.
Not his game.
Not really his game. He wants to be
If
on
you
the end of stuff, running through to stuff.
If you could take one Spurs player, which one would you take?
Ooh.
Just one.
Are we saying realistic options? So like,
No, they're all up for grabs because let me tell you, mate, the way Everton are playing, Everton are fighting for Europe. We've got a capability of getting any Tottenham player we want. I don't care what anyone says.
For the sake of what would suit our team the best,
Yeah.
Solanke.
Really?
Interesting shows.
Really? Do you think
Yeah, I
he's
think
that?
so.
Do you think he's that good?
I think he's
got a few similar traits to Calvert-Lewin.
I think he's what we need.
Okay.
I'm looking around the squad and trying basically what's better than what we've got, or what improves us, what makes us a better team.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know who you're picking. Smart ass.
I'd struggle to argue with that, to be fair.
I'm just. He had one good season at Bournemouth.
All right, fair enough.
I think he's a good player, but it's just one season now. Like he hasn't scored 20 again somewhere else. Not like he went to Spurs and smashed the granny out of it. He had one good season at
He'd be
Bournemouth.
good under Moyes, though.
Smash the granny
You
out
know
of
what I
it.
mean? You know what I mean? Just smash the back. Smash the
Can we have
back.
a moment?
Yeah.
Can we have a moment for that one?
Just smash the back out of it. He had one mad season for Bournemouth, and listen, Marcus Stewart scored 20 Premier League goals one season.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I just think I want to see more than one season. So yes, he's shown great ability, but he hasn't lit up Spurs since he's been there.
Do you want Richie back? Is that where you're heading
I love
towards?
Richie back. Passion and stuff. But then I don't. I'm sorry, it's a different team now. And I don't think Richie's not a better footballer than Kane and Dewsbury. I'm sorry, he's not.
They're not.
I know
wouldn't
the
say
different
they're trying to be the same footballer.
I know they're not, but it's where Kane and Dewsbury plays. And then you've got Grealish out on the left, and you've got Ilman and Dye out on the right. He ain't taking any of them places.
Go on then. You asked the question. Who are you bringing in? If he says Solanke now, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah, it's going to have to be Solanke.
How long have we got? How long are we giving him for this question?
That Van de Ven's the player, mate.
He wants
Yeah,
West Ham
Van
to
de
go
Ven.
down, and we have Jared Bowen.
Van de Ven.
That Van de Ven's a player, mate.
We're not getting him.
He's a top player. You never know, mate. He is. He's a bit eccentric, but he's a player. Yeah. And I love Conor Gallagher, but then does Conor Gallagher probably struggle to get in
I
our
just
team?
think we've got 4 centre halves.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
He's right. So let's just play 5 at the back, be solid every single week.
Let's flip it up to the other side of the table. Have Arsenal officially bottled it?
Oh, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh.
I don't think the running's done. I don't think it's done. I think
It's definitely not done.
I don't see
It's not over.
both teams winning all the remaining games. I think
Definitely
I
not.
think there's points to be dropped here somewhere along the lines. I don't know
Who are
where.
you picking us?
I think
Who are you picking us?
to
Stop-
win the league from here, you have
stop
to say
back.
City. You have to say
Really?
City to win the league from this position. But I've said Arsenal
Oh.
right up to this moment. But if City beat Burnley, which is getting played this week, it's not happened yet. But if City beat Burnley,
It's in their hands.
then they're top of the league.
What
City top of the league with 4 games to go.
Oz,
When have they
would
ever
you-
give that up?
would you rather be in Arsenal's hands and you've got the points, or would you rather be in City's hands and you've got to play for them as a player?
You'd rather have the points.
The
but
points on the board.
You'd rather be in City's position right now, because if they get the points, which is against Burnley, who they could potentially relegate because that's the gulf in the teams, and if they win that game, they go top. You'd rather be City in this moment. As soon as Arsenal lost to Bournemouth, you're happy to be City.
Is Europe a distraction for Arsenal at this phase, at this stage?
No, I don't think it is.
Would you
I
think?
think it's helped them a little bit, because they went from losing against. Excuse me. They went from losing against Bournemouth to not having a whole week of press and media and everything building up to that City
But
game.
then they were dreadful
actually
against
had-
Sporting.
But they got through. So, but they had that game that everybody had to turn their attentions to, and everybody had to just take their focus off to talk about that game. I think that helped them.
Do you-
And I think it might help them the same in terms of focus.
I think that's what's helped City. Just the fact
maybe.
that they're out.
Maybe.
Yeah, they can just focus on that.
Yeah, they're just going. It's all guns blazing at the Premier League, and I think that's what's hurting Arsenal. But to be fair, they've got a huge squad. I mean, I think they're really missing an influential player in Jurrien Timber. I think he's a top player.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, top
They're,
player.
they're missing
Best
him.
fullback in the Premier League at the minute.
Oh,
I
really?
think so.
Yeah, best fullback in the Premier League. And they were unlucky that he got injured in his debut last season.
Yeah.
Missed him the whole of last season.
I'll tell you who else took me by surprise
Brilliant.
this year. The centre half at City.
Kushyanov.
He's the quickest centre half
Yeah,
I've ever seen
he's
in my
good, isn't he?
life.
I don't.
He's been immense. He's got to be in the Premier League
You know
team
when
this season.
when you were playing for your old school team, or
Yeah.
your old Sunday League team, you were obviously banging in the goals as a
I wish.
Everton centre forward back
Yeah.
then. As you keep telling me,
Living
you're
the
constantly
dream.
telling me you're a goal
Stop
scorer.
winding them up, Oz. No, I don't.
But
I
there was
can't
always
score
a
a
player
goal.
in the team. You got managers player. There was always a most improved. I'm telling you, Kushyanov will be winning that at the minute.
He's absolutely
He is.
fantastic.
He has an half improved since his debut last January-ish when they brought him in, when he looked small and slight and frail.
See what I mean? I
against
thought he only
Chelsea.
signed this season. What's up with me? I thought it's only come this season.
Signed last
I
January.
swear I'm going to get a check.
And he played against Chelsea, made a bad mistake at the very start of the game and looked like he cowered away, and he was, as I say, physically looked slight. To now, he looks like a brute of a centre half that is quicker
Walloping
than everyone
everyone.
else. He's stronger than everyone else. He's making really good decisions. I'm thinking, wow, Pep does know his stuff.
Rodri's coming into his own again now as
Yeah.
well. Rodri's starting to get a bit more involved. Bernardo Silva's just I mean, wow.
Did you see
How was he
Cherky's
not
goal?
playing?
Bernardo
Yeah.
Silva, what was the stat I read the other day? I know you like me stats, Tony.
Yeah.
He's
Stats are
played
important.
in like 410 of Man City's last 415 games.
How frightening.
Or
is that?
something like that. Like
That's silly.
they're not the exact number.
Do you know
but
what's
they're not
nuts
far
though?
away from
It's
there.
not like he doesn't get loads of assists, he doesn't get loads of goals. He just controls games.
Yeah. He's my favourite Premier League player.
He just
currently.
Ever.
Not
hovers.
ever, currently.
He just hovers around. He's just everywhere.
Yeah. The big question is David Silva was one of my favourite Premier League players ever. Just
What was he
for
like to
did.
play against us?
Yeah, easy. Yeah, really straightforward and easy. It wasn't. No, he was brilliant. But I never thought I'd be saying this, but Bernardo Silva now comes into the
He
conversation.
pushes
of-
him.
I
Who's
don't
the best
think- I don't
Silva at
think he gets-
City?
I don't think he gets past David Silva yet.
Okay.
But I think he does not push him.
He wins
Wow.
it this year, does he?
Which
He wins the Premier League this year. Does he edge
probably
David Silva?
he could. No, David won a few.
Exceptional
They're a
player.
bit different,
but
aren't
he
they?
could be a great captain to lift all. He could lift a treble this year.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva, Carabao Cup,
Yeah.
the FA Cup, the league,
domestic treble.
That's what we call it.
Well, Ozzy, you reeled off some stats just before for a bit of fun.
Oh,
Let's finish with a bit of a quiz with a new segment,
here
Ozzy
we go.
versus Tony.
Thanks for that.
Oh, that's an original name.
It took me ages to think of it.
Ozzy had to get something in, didn't he? When he beats me up. He beats me up on the golf course enough. You know, very rarely I'll
I'm
win
sure
there.
it won't be biased. I'm sure it'll be.
I'm sure.
No,
and
no.
I'm sure you don't know the questions.
I'll try and give you the easier
Thanks.
ones, Tony. So today's topic is Derby winners.
Ooh, go on there.
So the way it's going to work, I'll ask one of you a question. You've got to try and guess who the goal scorer was. So I'll give you the game and the year, and then you guess who the goal scorer was. If you don't get it, it gets passed over to the other person.
This is fantastic.
Right. So Tony, this is quite an easy one for you to start off with.
Okay, of course it is.
December 2004, Everton 1, Liverpool 0. Who was the goal scorer?
2004. I'm dreadful with years, but I'm just going to go Kevin Campbell, and that's at Anfield. It's not, is it?
It's not. It's at Goodison Park. I
I
want to give you. I feel like if you just
what I mean?
Give me a go.
See what I mean? I told you.
because he assisted it.
Wait there, 2000. Was Kevin Campbell's in 2000 or
I don't know.
1999?
I'm sure
1999,
that's one
Kevin
of his
Campbell, we win
questions.
1-0.
Kev Campbell's 99.
See what I mean? I'm terrible with years, so you can't ask me years. Just, you could have given me a hint of, I'll know that. So, 2004.
You're gonna boot yourself if you don't get it.
He was another super though. He was another super.
What's up with me?
Bald. You won't mind me saying that.
No,
as
no,
a fellow
yeah,
Baldy.
yeah. Look like
I'm just
Played number 26.
2004. That's Gravis.
His
like
mate. His
Oh,
mate.
Carsley.
Carsley.
No, it's,
Are we
I'm
giving
telling
Tony
you
the point for
years.
that,
Can you not say year like?
All right.
Can you give me a hint on the years it's in? 'Cause I'm lost.
What you mean like songs of that year and what film was out that year as well?
Something will
Just to
help.
put you in the moment.
I need a bit of help with years. It's not good. I say one as soon as you said 1-0, I just thought it was Kevin Campbell.
Yeah. No, I think I'd be the same, to be fair. I think I'd struggle. Well, let's say that was a practice round.
Okay.
So you're still in it, Tony.
I'm not, but go on.
Yeah. April 2012, Man City 1, United 0.
Oh, wow.
It's late on in the season, so it's
At City,
yeah,
Vincent Kompany.
it is indeed Vincent Kompany.
I wouldn't have got that.
Get in, header.
1-0 Aussie.
Go on. I wouldn't have got that.
A painful one for us, might be giving too much away here, but December 2018, Liverpool 1, Everton 0.
Liverpool 1, Everton 0. What year? 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Liverpool 1, Everton 0 or Everton
Liverpool.
0? Liverpool 1.
Liverpool.
Liverpool 1, Everton
Oh,
0.
do you know what?
So that means it was at
I'm
Anfield.
thinking that's that horrible game where I took our baby the game and it was in the cup
Oh, I haven't got down. I think it was the league.
and it was Curtis Jones the scorer.
It wasn't.
Okay, so it wasn't that horrible.
I think it was the
Which year?
Origi, Pickford missed up across the bar.
Was that only 1-0? I thought that was the one he scored and it was 3-2.
One of the 90 plus 27 minute.
No, that was 3-2.
Origi.
Divock Origi. No, yeah. So that's another point for Aussie. Yeah, here we go. Manchester Derby, United 4, Man City 3. In 2009.
Is this my question or this?
I know the
Tony,
answer to that.
I think.
I think I know, but you go if you
Wayne
know the answer
Rooney
to it.
overhead kick.
No,
No,
Piss off.
wasn't it?
it was Michael Owen.
It was Michael
Oh
Owen.
my God, how do you
Aussie.
know these
A
things?
fountain of knowledge.
I mean, it's not my memory's dreadful, but I just think Kawaza scored in the overhead kick. That was the last minute, wasn't it?
No, it was 2-1 that game.
Was it?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Didn't even realise I knew this myself. This is great.
I know, yeah. I'll throw one more out there.
It's not, we're doing a boxing one next week.
yeah.
Muhammad Ali fought Sonny Liston in what year, Leon?
1961.
Fucking hell, he's not far off. Fuck's sake. Not far off. I mean, it's not that year, but he's not.
Was it 59? Wasn't it 50?
No, it's
still,
not.
was it 61.
He wins the gold medal at the Rome
He
Olympics.
got sent to
60. It's a few
but he
more
got
years
sent
after
to
that.
the. To the,
He tried to get him in the
tried to
draft.
get him in the draft, so he had to
Yes.
stop boxing for a bit. And he'd already beat Liston by then.
Yes, he had.
Let's have one more. North London Derby. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 3. November 2010.
No chance. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 3. 2010.
Tough on this.
One of three. Crouch, Lennon, or Bentley?
I'm going to give you a clue.
Was it any of them?
No.
Before.
Centre back.
Centre half for Tottenham.
Alderweireld? That was well before him.
Revealed,
Before that.
wasn't him?
Well, we'll leave that one out there for the listeners
It's-
if anyone's
it's
interested in finding that out.
It's not, what's the brilliant lad who used to play for them but could never train?
Not Ledley King.
Ledley King.
Ledley
Not
King.
Ledley King.
Is that too late?
It was Jonas Kabul.
I'm never going to get that. Jesus.
Big
No.
Jonas.
I
Kabul.
Yeah, I agree. What I'll finish on here, Aussie's definitely the winner of the quiz for the first week
Course,
of the segment.
He'll be the winner every
well
week.
done,
That's
Oz.
ridiculous.
But Joe, what was horrible, like going through that, is the amount of times Liverpool have done it to Everton. Like it's actually disgraceful. Mane had done it.
McAllister,
Yeah,
horrible man.
their kite.
Yeah, another horrible man.
Oh, yeah, played in that one.
Yeah, thanks.
That was the.
Thanks for that. You
No,
broke
that
me
was
out.
the,
Well,
That was 90+2.
That's the Mark Clattenburg derby.
Why is it
Is that
called
when he
that?
send off Jack?
No, he sent off
Who did he send off?
Hibbo. When Stephen
Oh,
Gerrard
Gerrard had a
went
little
through
bit,
on goal,
yeah.
Hibbo brought him down. Do you remember? And then
It's just the time.
Didn't Gerrard have a little
Clattenburg
shot
went
in
to
his ear?
pull his yellow card out. Stephen walked past him and basically it looked to everyone like he's gone. That's a red. That he's last man, and he changed, pulled out his red card, and that wasn't the worst of it. They then got a penalty, which was a penalty to be fair for a handball. Phil Neville got our second player. We went 2-1 down, and then last minute of the game with 9 men, we had a long throw in the box, and Carragher pulled Johnny Les got to the ground
Mm.
and should have been a pen. And even Clapberg says he can't understand why he didn't give it.
Yeah.
And I don't think he came back to Goodison for about 8-9 years after that.
That referee though, he's bad. He's done a few decisions against us on the weekend in derbies, whatever his name is. But he's
It was
done us a
Chris
few
Kavanagh
times.
the weekend.
Yeah, and he's managed a few derbies. I was told in the stadium, one of the other fans was saying he's a York. He supports one of the teams in Yorkshire, so I said I bet you it was Bolton, and he's a Bolton fan. And the year we sent Bolton down, that's why he hates us. I was making anything up.
That's a big conspiracy, but you know, who knows?
Yeah. I had to say something, but we
don't ever think refs are biased. I think they go into the game trying to do the best, whether they have
Of course, they want to do the best, but
you
players
can't,
in the
you can't judge a player for having a good or bad game.
I
You
get
can't
it,
judge a ref
but
for having a
players
good or
in
bad
the
game.
Euros doesn't help, and Virgil van Dijk he's reffing the game, and he's just allowed them to be influenced. Like there's no way in this world that wasn't a booking. When he does that, and I just think that changed the whole dynamic of the game. Your centre half's now on a yellow. He ain't throwing a tackle on anyone. He ain't putting it in on Beto. He ain't getting stuck in like he can. And I just think it sets the whole tempo. But let's just book Pickford because we don't like him.